Hey everyone. Gosh, there's a few of you there. That's awesome. JB, g'day. Wazza, Mark. Craig, hello. Peter Noddle, g'day. David Ian Sykes, g'day. Kevin, g'day. Ben, hello. Paul, g'day. Stuart, hello. Congratulations to Stuart Hingston for getting married, I think. Congratulations are in order. That's awesome. Happened Christmas time-ish. Details from him. But that's awesome. Russ Knox, g'day. Good to see ya. Maddie, g'day. Well, I still haven't got a lathe motor, so there you go. Sadly, I don't think it left until... Sorry, I'm still messing around here. I don't think it left until about... Well, after the first of the month, when they all come back to work down there anyways, left Melbourne. It's on the courier. I've got tracking details for it now, so... Lathe motor should be not too far away, probably. This isn't working. What else has happened? Been messing around. Still messing around. 2 bell earrings on a piece of plastic. I don't know if the plastic's the answer. I might actually make this in aluminium or steel or something. I think plastic's probably not really going to be as strong as the rest of it. But this is part of the Land Rover. I'm going to sick to death of that. Little motor come today. As you can see, it's not very big at all. It's got a gearbox, I think it's 30 RPM at 6 volts. Something that's geared right down. And this goes on there with a couple of ball bearings. And lots of screws. So yeah, Happy New Year. This is the first one in 2021, which I hope is a better year than you all had last year. Because last year was a bit crappy. But anyway, this goes in here somehow, I hope. I've already broken that through there trying to get it together because these are all press fit and it's not really the answer. So I'm going to make this, I think, out of cheap and make it out of metal. I think it's the only piece of Land Rover I'm going to make out of metal. But this bolts on here like this. That slides in that hole and the wires come out here. And this goes in the new front bumper bar to give us the winch. So that's pretty exciting. That's what I've been messing around with. Eventually that'll all go together. Hey Darren, good to see you. So that's a work in progress, but that's the front bumper bar for the winch. Yeah, Maddie, something like that. Hey John, good to see you. Tom, good to see you. This is the roof of the Land Rover. Top. We've got the windows in. No glue or anything. They all just clip in place. So I've got the windows in the top there. That's the only ones I've got, but I've got all window frames and things printed. So made a little bit of progress there. Good video from Tom. Give you some idea what's expected in the tool making competition if we ever run it again. Yeah, bit of a heads up. That's what we're aiming for, and that's what we want. So if you're going to enter again next year, make sure you watch that video, the new video from Tom, Tommy Gun Machining. It's worth a look. It's pretty awesome. LEDs for lights. So they come to, I don't know if they're going to be the answer or not, but we'll mess about with them. Now, while the lathe's been in bits, there's a bit of a problem actually, and I really do hope that the motor's here before the weekend and I can start putting everything back together, because it'd be nice to have it all up and running again. But we'll see. Hey Greg. Hi Matt, good to see you. So, I've been messing with this. These are all bits out of the mill, and the slippery slope really. But the mill's in bits because we really needed to get this out and measure some bits up. It's a bit of a pain because the spindle's got to come out and all that sort of stuff to get this out. On the back of the mill we have this lever which is on a taper with a nut, and that's what lowers and lifts and drops the table. There's a bit of a pain in the neck. It's accurate enough because you've got to stop on a dovetail on the table, so you can jack that up and down as accurate as you like, and it's pretty good like that for fine adjustment. But to actually hold this while you loosen the other one off and drop it down and then lock it up and then put the stop up and mess around with it, it's a bit of a pain. Because the Centec Model 2 was really a wartime production machine, and it was used for light production on, probably fairly heavy production of light parts for things that the War Department needed, I imagine. It's mostly all levers. So levers like this, they weren't set very often. It's just basically it's a get it somewhere near and set it to match and then just change parts over. So fairly primitive. When the 2A came out after the war in 51 or whenever it was, I can't remember. This was substituted for a worm drive gearbox on the back with a hand wheel out the side, or a hand wheel out the side to lower and raise the table, which is really nice sort of a system. Cold and wet camp in Torquay. That sounds really fun. Enjoy that. Can't beat it. So, I ordered a hand wheel. I had one, but it's really not big enough. I guess they probably come out of the same factory. This is the one I had. And when I bought it, I thought, well, I bought this for the job, and I thought maybe that's big enough, but it's not really. I think that was supposed to be a 5-inch, and I think it's a 4-inch. This one's more like 8 inches. It might be 5 inches, but it's pushing it. So we've got a hand wheel, which is really, it's not bad for the money. It's a bit sort of clunky and ordinary, but it's not Chinese, I imagine. It's cast iron. It's got a swivelly handle, which is awesome. Hot and wet here too. It's been raining all day. Oh, well, not all day, but it's been coming all day, and it's been raining all afternoon. Hey, Scott. Sorry about that. Don't know. Anyway, got this gearbox, which we showed last week. It was cheap. And I thought, well, I wonder what's involved in actually... Oops. Try not to drop that. I might put this phone out of the way. What's involved in actually making something that works? So this is what I've got. That's just an alignment jig. So I've got this, which is just a rough draft print. It'll do. Which is going to bolt on the back of the mill. And the hole's going to line up on the spigot that sticks out. And where this used to stick through, we're going to make a new one of these shafts and Scotch key this gear back on it, I think. A bit of 3/4 shaft, and we're going to make it a little bit longer, and we're going to machine the end down with a keyway to fit in there, and we're going to have that bolt on there with some adjustment. It's got a spigot or a recess for that spigot there, the shoulder, like so. And we're going to put a shaft through here with a bearing in this end and probably a seal, because there's no seal in the gearbox. It probably doesn't need one. Not going to put a lot of air in it or a lot of oil in it, and we're not going to run it at very high speed. And then we're going to fit this up on here like this. So we're going to make this out of probably a piece of aluminium. Man Cave had a piece of cast iron, which is or malleable iron, that's going to make this. So that's the first major job when it get everything up and running again. Well, thanks, Scott. That's awesome. Dennis, Happy New Year. Good to see you. I hope it's better than the last one's been. Up and about early. Scott, thanks for that. So that's where we're at with that. We're going to make one of these, which should be pretty straightforward, and bolt it on the machine. And then we're going to bolt this on there, and we're going to make a shaft with this and bolt that on there. And we're going to put this hand wheel on it. We're not... Paul, that's awesome. Yeah, we met you too. It has been some pretty good stuff happen, really. Got to put this on here. I'm not going to put any graduations because I think that it's a bit irrelevant with the DRO. But this should be a really nice thing, I think. Anyway, that's the project. And the hard bit's probably nearly done. But to get this shaft out, we had to take the spindle out of the mill. All those sort of things. Take care, Scott. So that's where we're at with that. This is already sealed up on the other end, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And it should be good, but I need to put that spindle back in and get everything up and running again so that I can make one of these. And hopefully the lathe motor's here soon and I can start in with the lathe and rough this out. I'm going to rough this out first with the lathe and then probably mill the corners out here. Machine it down to size. Should be good, I think, anyway. Anyone else has got any input into that, that'd be awesome, but I think it'll be alright. Anyway, that's going to be a project's going to happen pretty quick, I reckon. I've got everything sort of sorted out and I've got all the materials ordered. All I've got to do is just sit down and make them, I think. Is that PLA? Yeah, that's Prussian from Czech Republic. That's pretty nice stuff, but this is only a draft. Yeah, it's got a few marks and things in it. It's really only a draft print. It's sort of 25 quarter-of-a-millimeter layer height, and it's only 10% or something infill, or 5% even. It's pretty lightweight. Pretty lightweight. It's good enough for prototyping though. Took about probably 3 hours, something like that, to print that. Not even 2.5 hours. And we've got something that looks like it's going to work. You can see whether it interferes or what's going to happen, whether it's going to be a problem. I think it needs a dust cover on top to stop the dirt dropping down inside it. And should be good. This one is too, just the same. Didn't take long to print that. No, it's a pretty rough print, but it's alright. And I'll make something like that that goes over this and just put like a Woodruff key in here just to fit this in, and just retain the bearing in the end. Probably put a shoulder on the shaft so it fits nicely between there and there, or between here and here. And the bearing, and then we'll machine that down and put this on the end. Probably, I don't know, probably we might put a nice donut or something on top here. Don't know yet. Anyway, that shouldn't take long to make, I hope. Like all good things, it takes forever. Garden shop, good day. Garden route machine shop, sorry. Good to see you, Ian. Craig, yeah. Craig, yes. This is just a prototype. This is just to see if it all clears and if everything works and the bolts fit, and basically then we can work from the drawing, and we can work from this with a set of verniers and make a piece that looks the same or is going to fit. And it's just a prototype, but it is really light. There's not much body in it at all. So, this one here will be a piece of malleable steel, malleable iron that Man Cave has posted. Got a piece of aluminium for this, just a piece of aluminium bar. I got a piece of 3/4 shaft to make the new shafting, and everything should be really sweet, I think. So yes, it's for raising and lowering the milling machine table. So that's the project. Anyway, because we need another one. Found a woodruff cutter, which someone sent. I think my mate Wayne in Melbourne sent this up a long time ago. Brought it up or come and saw me one day and dropped it off. So that should cut reasonably well, I think. I'll just put some woodruff keys in. What's the taper on the shaft? Taper on this shaft. Greg. Taper on this shaft is for this handle. That goes in there like that with a lock nut. And that's the original raising and lowering system. So, pretty primitive. But it works, and it's worked for 50, 60, 70, 80 something years anyway. Gosh, a long time. Hey Stephen, didn't mean to wake you up, but good to see you. So this is the original system for raising and lowering the table. It's a bit of a pain because you've got to loosen this off every half a turn, because this bumps on the pulleys and also bumps on the table like this, which is a bit of a nuisance. Did you miss anything exciting? Not yet, no. For Stephen's benefit, we were just talking about this, which is that the prototype for the milling machine jack. So there we go. Anyway, that's that. Hey Malcolm, good to see you. Happy New Year everyone, I hope it is a good one. Today's coffee club's from Double Boost. It's been fairly well tea stained in true Double Boost fashion, but I think John would approve. It's a workshop mug, that one now. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed about this little gearbox. It's just the thing, really. It should be excellent. It should be nice and neat and tidy and look the part and work. A size smaller wouldn't have hurt, but anyway, it's plenty good enough, and it's a lot easier than buying, or cheaper than buying a worm and wheel and making your own housing, which is really not much fun. It's nice and clean from new. It takes oil. It's got an oil hole there and a bung. Didn't put the bung in it yet. The bung comes in one of these fancy Ziploc bags with a hole in the bottom, which is excellent. Don't know how much oil it'll stop. It probably wants an O-ring on it or a gasket or something. I imagine it might be tapered enough to go in there and seal, but if it's upside down, which I think it will be, maybe it won't be. Maybe that's the way up it goes. I think I did try and put that in there and thought it was in the too hard basket. But anyway, there we go. So it's still nice and clean inside. I haven't put oil in it yet. So whether it goes that way up on a bit of an angle, which is probably really good, or whether we bolt it on the other side and put it that way up on a bit of an angle so that the wheel's a bit higher, I don't know yet. But we'll see as we go. But anyway, all systems go on that. Probably now I've got everything working, I'll go in. Now, no progress on the Stewart 400. Before everyone asks, I haven't really done anything. I've got laid in bits that the motor will be here for Friday. I'll recap that. It should be here Friday. It's on a courier somewhere between Melbourne and here, so could be here tomorrow, who knows, but more likely it's going to be Friday, I think. Gonna have to make this fancy bit, which is easy to 3D print, more difficult to machine, but we'll see how we go with it. This is the pulley out of the mill, which is pretty basic. Unfortunately, the 2A, which had this refinement, also had the refinement of having 3-speed gearbox in the casing of the mill, which would improve it out of sight. However, it's a modification to the casting, so there's nothing we can do there to replace that. So we're just going to have to use a VFD for variable control. Unless at some point we find a Rex Centec and pinch the bits out of it and make 2 out of the 1 or 1 out of the 2 or something. So who knows. Take care, Cam. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Have a great holiday. Mark, that's a really good observation. It doesn't matter much which way up it goes, and to be honest, I'd sort of designed it to go that way up, driving that way. Haven't got a clue which way that's going to drive it, but we'll try it, and if it doesn't, we can easily screw it on the other side. I'm just going to retain this here, where it sticks out the other end, just with a shaft collar on the end, and that's probably all it needs. I think. I was waiting for Nigel, but he'll turn up the minute we open this letter. We've got a brown paper envelope from the UK today, which is pretty exciting. Anyone wants my address, I'll put that on public YouTube. No one's going to trawl through this looking for an address probably, but there we go. That's me. Got a nice Christmas card with a picture of a snowman and probably a robin who looks a bit browned off with the whole weather thing. Anyway, it's from Nigel at Go Create. He sent a nice card. Send some stickers, which I haven't put up yet. Go and check out Nigel's channel. He's got good content every week, which is better than what I've got. So he's well worth a look. Does some awesome stuff. And some cards. Lion Steam Locomotive. So Marty, it'd be good to see you, yeah. So it's pretty exciting. They come from Nigel. Check out his channel. yeah, wait at the PO box, that's alright. I'll be there more sooner or later. So there we go. That's probably all the exciting stuff. We're only half hour in, so there we go. What's everyone else doing? Laid motors on a courier on a truck somewhere between here and Melbourne. So I don't think they went back to work till the 1st of January or the 2nd or something. So that wasn't much help really. Probably the 3rd they went back to work, which is the Monday after New Year's. So never got shipped till the 3rd, 4th or something like that. I've got shipping notification and I've got a tracking number for courier, but it's still somewhere between here and Melbourne, which is 2,000 kilometres, something like that. 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 kilometres, so someone will know. I saw you were replacing bearings. Good luck. I hope they weren't too expensive. It sounds like an expensive. There's Nigel. Different Nigel though. Coffee can cement, coffee can furnace. I hope it works. Interested to see how you get on with that, Kevin. I made one once. Wasn't particularly fussed about it, to be honest. As an idea, it's awesome. In practice, I didn't think it was particularly good, but anyway. I've got a nice one now. JB's been moving. That's alright, Matt. That's pretty good, actually. Everyone sounds pretty busy. I haven't been. What did I do on the... Oh, I did some painting. I've been messing around with this, which is actually the till door off my paint box. And it's actually the second attempt, because the first attempt I managed to get this upside down, which really wasn't very helpful. But I painted that, and we'll do a bit more on that as time goes on. Really, a New Year's resolution for me is to get back and do some painting. We'll see how it happens. Big Shell Mill, Greg, that sounds like fun. Mart's been putting together an old flathead Ford V8 motor. That's pretty exciting too. Wonder what it's going in. Matt, g'day. I saw your Metal Bender on Instagram. If you've got Instagram open on your PC, go through all these guys that are in this chat here. Anyone who's watching from home, and I know there's some of you that aren't entering, aren't sort of joining in, but anyone who's watching from home, go through and subscribe, follow all these guys because they've all got awesome Instagrams. There you go. Subscribe or follow to at least one of them if you're on Instagram, because there's some good content there. I don't do much on Instagram except like other people's posts either. If the truth were known, I don't really do very much of anything this week. Feel the last couple of months I haven't done anything. And I watched Craig's odds and ends video today, and I feel targeted on all sorts of levels and a little bit, yeah, it's a pretty depressing video, really. It's got all this uplifting stuff about the floor not being a shelf and finishing things before you start something else, and all this, and it's sort of it's all together in the wrong vein. It's not what we're about here. So he's going to have to get over himself a bit, I think. Sorry, Craig. Mark's not on Instagram. You should totally be on Instagram, yeah. No politics much on Instagram. It's a pretty good platform, really. If you're not on Instagram, you should be on my Discord. So there you go. Mike from Cornwall, good day. Knurling Tool just got delivered. That's awesome. No sponsored videos. Did I say I got a pen? Did I say last week? Did that come? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I probably did anyway. I got a pen from Glenn. Don't know where it is. It's underneath. Oh, there it is. Look. It's underneath the spindle from the mill. There we go. Man Cave Metals pen. Very cool. Sponsored, not sponsored. Hashtag. So never can have enough pens. So thanks, Glenn. You probably said that last week. I can't remember. Don't know when that came. I think it was after last week's live stream. Awesome, JB. We expect to see some good prints come out of that. At some point, we hope you get it set up and running. I nearly did a stupid thing and ordered another 3D printer this week, but I held off because I've got other stuff I need to do. I don't need it, and try not to let it overtake my life too much. Finish this 3D print project. It's probably the last one I might do for a bit. I've really got to get back in the workshop, and I've got to get the lathe going. I've got to finish the 400 and get that running, and then I'm free to do 1,000 things, because that's the major project for the last 2 years. It's been holding me up. Well, not holding me up, but I've been procrastinating on. Off and on. Get this mill going. There's a... Take care, Mark. Good to see you. I see you on Instagram. Drop us a line so that we know. There's a Centec Mark III vertical head for sale in the UK from a dealer. It's pretty tidy and it's all complete. He wants £1,500 for it, which isn't much if you say it quick. It's probably more than most people are prepared to spend, which is probably why it's still there. I'm suspicious that if I offered him £1,000 for it, he'd probably take it. However, I got to get it here from total lockdown, Brexit induced postage panic UK, and I've got to find £1,000, which is $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, something like that Australian. And it's probably 3 times what I paid for the mill. All up. It's probably twice what I paid for the mill so far, but it would double its capabilities. And the Mark III head is a beautiful thing. It's like, it's got full rotation, and it's got proper quill with worm feed and lever feed, and I don't know if the one he's got is Morse Taper 2 or whether it's INT 40. They come with both, so not sure about that. So I'm a bit stuttery about that, but I'm thinking the other crazy thing that's happened here in Australia is that on eBay there's appeared a Lorch milling machine, and it's only the second one I've ever seen pictures of. It's really not a particularly useful machine from the 20s. It's a bit outdated, and it's far, he wants too much for it, etc, 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 and I haven't got room, so we sort of talked ourselves out of a Lorch milling machine. So on that justification, we can probably buy another attachment for the Centec. I don't know. Hey Cameron, it's my cousin Cameron. Merry Christmas, congrats on the new kid and all that stuff. So yeah, it would be awesome with a quill. The mill would be great with a quill, but I haven't I really haven't. I'm not invested enough into this machine to spend nearly $2,000 on. I'm buying a mill head in the UK and getting it here over the next 12 months. I'm really not. I like instant gratification too. So if I do buy it, and it'd probably be 3 or 4 months getting here, I mean, there are people, it's in Kent, so there are people I know who could take delivery of it probably, and put it in a crate and get it sent off. But I'm at this point, like Darren said, probably you can pick up a Centec mill cheaper than that, but then you're stuck with a Centec mill. Hey Randy, is the Lorch mill worth $990? No, it's not, Matty. Simple as that. You've obviously seen it too. No, it's not. It's an outdated vintage machine, but it's also like rocking horse manure. It's the only one of 2 that I've ever seen, and it's a much more basic one than the other one that I've seen pictures of. So if there were collets and things with it, yeah, then probably. But it's got a broken table. It's only a bench top, and it hasn't got an O-arm, and it's not back geared, and it hasn't got any power feed on it, and to my mind it's really a bit expensive. I think it's worth about $500, $300, something like that. 16 hours to go. It's the 3rd time he's listed it, so I'm not sure anyone's going to buy it. If anyone wants to buy it for me, don't. Send me the money and I'll get a Centec head instead. That's where we're at. But the Lorch is a very rare machine. It really is. I don't know how many of them they made. That particular milling machine was designed to go on the end of a lathe bed. That was the idea of it, was that there was to be an attachment to go on the end of the lathe bed, and then you use the head off the lathe slid along to make a universal machine, and it was probably quite good as that. But when they've basically made a new standard for the head and put it all together as a machine that sort of doesn't really do anything particularly well, and it was outdated when it was introduced, I don't think it's... You've got to be a keen collector, but let's say I'm a fairly keen launch collector, absolutely. But then it's an A4, I think, A3 or A4. So there's 16mm collets. There's a whole new collet system to find, and I'm not that keen on that. I'm having trouble with the two that I've already got. The two collet systems that I already have on launch lathes is hard enough to get bits off. So I would say it's still going to be there in 12 months, and something may happen in the meantime, but I haven't got room for it anyway. So there we go. But vertical mill head's really nice, and it's not huge. Let's go and look over here at the mill. Probably should put some lights on. Be right back, we're going for a walk. Let's see if there's an answer, is it? Right. I thought I was hanging on to that. Sorry. Anyway. Haven't got enough twisty bits in this. Anyway. We're going to go handheld. Sorry. So, to give you some idea, this is the top of the mill. This is where the head sits, right? Sorry about the shakies. Don't think this is going to work, is it? No. If you can see, we've got an Aldi clamp on this. There we go. That's how that's held together. Anyway, some idea. This is how big it is. So it's only tiny. I don't know if anyone realizes how small a Centoc actually is. But seriously, that's how big it is. It's about 200 millimeters here. And the dovetail's about probably inch and 3/8 wide, something like that. So it's not very big. There was a riser block went in here, and then from there the mill head went in here with the quill and everything over here. This is right up this table. So because we had to get this gear shaft out, which actually goes through this hole here where the gear goes, past the DRO, and comes out here. So I'm going to try There we go. Look at that. We're all, there we go. No more shakes, probably. Here we go. So how many cubits tall is it? It's about, seriously, here to here. That little handle, that's why it touches on the bench. It's about 18 inches tall to the top there. The idea is that this is going to bolt on here like this. With the shaft sticking out, 4 bolts. Should be really nice and neat. This is going to bolt on here like this, or slide on there like that with some bolts in it. This one's going to go on here like this with a shaft through it. And because we're running out of hands here, I'm going to put a bolt in this. And this massively oversized hand wheel is going to go on here like this. So we can't zoom out any further than that, I don't think. Can try, but it's not going to happen. So this goes here, and probably this is going to be on a bit of an angle like this, so that this hand wheel sits on there. Going to drop this down so that should be really excellent there. I think that should be fantastic. So there we go. This poor old thing is, it's not very big. Really looking at the table, it's pretty tiny. And the original system was here, which is this is a DRO, but which bolts on the table here. I've released that, but it had this slide here with a bolt to adjust it. Moved this table up and down. That's a bit of a pain in the neck, really. It's a bit of a nuisance. I still use this probably for fine adjustment, but it'll be really nice to have a system on the back here to actually wind it up and down. Should be good, because this wants to be big and fairly solid, because you've got to reach to the back of the mill to do this, so it wants to be pretty chunky, I think. Anyway, there we go. DRO's up there, and VFD, and I've kicked this round sideways. You can work on it, but that's basically what we got. And that 3/4 shaft comes through here. That's got an oil hole here, pretty basic, and a rack and pinion on the other end lifted up and down. You've already got a good mill, Matt. Time to get rid of the old one. So this is a Centec Model 2 rather than the 2A. And the difference is that the Centec 2, among other things, it doesn't have a proper gearbox in it. It's just got a belt drive. So there we go. Pretty basic around the other side, to be honest. Anyway. Shouldn't pick that up by the camera, but anyway. MC Engineering, g'day. So anyway, that's how that all works. Hope that's a little bit clearer to someone, maybe. Still no joy with the subscription counter. Been messing with it. Not had much luck with it, really. I'm going to have to talk to Prezzo about it, or someone must know about it. Maybe there's a different system to use, but at the moment it's not working. Looks like Bruce has moved on a lot of them. I was chatting to him. I rang him yesterday. Was it yesterday? Don't know. I talked to a lot of people yesterday. Yeah, I rang Bruce for a bit yesterday. See how he's getting on. Life's pretty crazy for Bruce at the moment, I think. So drop him an email or give him a call, because he'd love to chat, but got a bit going on. Poor guy. Anyway, what else? Probably not much. We've got stuff everywhere again, because all I seem to have done is pulled things to bits, and I apologise for that. Anyway, take care, Kevin. Good to see you. Expect to see that engine running soon. You'll probably beat me, but the minute the lathe's here, and lathe motor's here, the manifold's half done. So get that done. We might make a carby and have another go, or give up or something. Anyway, don't know if there's much else. We're an hour in. I'm going to say take care. Probably going to say I'm going to call it here, because it's bedtime nearly. There's still a little bit of video that I want to watch. I want to watch Nigel's latest, which I haven't yet. There's a new Itchy Boots video that I haven't seen yet. Completely off topic, but I'd really like to watch that. There's a new Presso video I haven't seen. Yeah. Anyway, take care. Be kind to each other. Be good. Don't do anything. I guess you'd say don't do anything I wouldn't do, but that leaves you wide open. So, yeah, be kind to each other, and we might see you all next week. If you're watching this, Aaron, from anywhere, I might catch up with you this week. And yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm done. Thanks for joining in.